Hello, this is Soundout here with the Kamen Rider Den-O review. We have here Souchaku Henshin, Kamen Rider Den-O. As you can see, I have the main forms. Well, one hasn't arrived yet, but he'll be here soon, I'm sure. Anyway, so we're going to get started here soon. I'm going to be reviewing all 5 of these figures. I got them from Skykes on Ranger Board. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He included original packaging, original shipper boxes for wing form down there, and even little rider passes. So thank you very much, Skykes. So let's get started with the figure that just arrived here. Sword form! The packaging on these guys is pretty much the same. You have half the figure armored and the other half pretty much without the armor on. I didn't want to go through the trouble of repackaging these again, because some of them were quite difficult, and the more you take off the armor, the looser it gets. So I really didn't want to go through that. There is one difference, that being wing form here came in a B-Shop brown box. That's because it was a Yahoo Japan exclusive. But aside from that, if I ever get it out, that is, aside from that, it's practically the same, with a little bit white on there now, with Yahoo Japan Limited written all over it. And the others have multiple images, he just has one, being all egotistical. Pretty much everyone that has a platform image, armored image, 2 posed images, and a bunch of pictures on the back, but wing form only has 1. But yeah, let's just get started into sword form. Oi, Sunju! Here is Den-O's sword form. He is riding a motorcycle. Looks very similar to his own. I just happen to own because it's Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. I'm going to remove those logos someday because it's the same colors as him, and he looks awesome riding it. And I probably don't want to spend the extra money trying to find a bike in action version. But yes, let's get started with sword form. Now, each figure starts out like this, a basic platform-looking figure. The platform has extra armor and no color on the thighs there, but you get the idea. So, as you can see, there's actually 2 types of bodies here. There's the Type 1, which has the axe form shoulder pads on the back, that's used on sword and gun, and the Type 2 that doesn't have those for axe, rod, and wing. But we'll talk about that later. Each figure does come with alternate hands. You can see I have the calm hands on here now. It also has the hands, the classic Souchaku Henshin hands with the finger articulation. You get one for each hand, and then you get the little fists. Now, also included with each figure is these little rider passes. The rider passes are tiny little pieces of plastic. And I'm just going to open one up here so you can see that you have the option to add stickers to. So, seeing here that it's just kind of basically piece of plastic with a little indent in it, and then I'll just stick it up here, and there's a stickered version with a whole Den-O touchpad thing. So you can see it there. And on the back, it's got other details. So that's very nice. You have to use the gripping hands in order for the figures to hold them because of their size. And it's pretty simple, just 2 little stickers on the thing. Each figure comes with 2, so I have a total of 10, and I have a total of 9 unstickered ones. They're very useful for other things aside from being rider passes. They'd be like other cards. So, that was strange. Let's go over the articulation while there isn't any armor on, but the armor really doesn't restrict anything. Ball joint neck, which can pop off if you use enough force. Nice movement of the shoulders, very figure art-esque. These are like the 2nd generation with all kinds of figure art articulation like that. Like a rotation here, double jointed elbow. You got that. You got, 360 here also. Nice torso joint here. Waist joint. You got outward hip movement and the hip type things, and you can move it there. Double joint knees and the die-cast ankles, or die-cast feet actually. So very nice. So there is sword form, all armored up. Now, it's very heavy figure. It's quite hefty, and if they knock over, they'll probably injure themselves. And my light is going screwy in the back there. Every time I touch it, it just fritzes out. I'll have to fix that. Now, of course, you also get his sword, which is the assembled Dengasher, and the Dengasher parts come off easily. Now, to hold his sword, you don't want to use these calm hands because I'll eventually bend them over time. You might want to switch them out for the grippy hands, and then you can fit his sword in there. And since you don't want him to carry 2 Dengashers, you just want to pop these off real quick. And I'll take them off to the side real quick. And then you can take, so there they are with the Dengasher parts off. So you just plug those in there and plug them in here. Now the one complaint I have, and it's with all these figures, is that they made the Dengasher parts very thick and bulky where they should hold them. Like the handle here I think should have been slimmer, a little bit longer too. But yeah, he holds it fairly well. Now with these hands, of course, you have the joints, but with these hands you had the another adjustable wrist joint. I like these the swapping hands on this because the peg's on the hand instead of on the body where it's moving around as you're trying to plug the hand on. There's sword form, very nice. Now the platform, like I mentioned, what isn't here, but you could buy platform Momotaros, and the Momotaros came with that was a very similar to the SH Figure Arts version, and that was the only module released so far. But here's the SH Figure Art. As you can see, they're roughly the same size. Momotaros being actually shorter for some reason. Momotaros is the shortest of these Bandai Japan figures that I own. So very nice looking. I like this. I like the SH Figure Art version of Momotaros better than the Souchaku Henshin, which is probably why I'll just wait for an SH Figure Art platform if I get platform. So you know, very nice looking figure. Now holding one of these little rider passes is quite difficult on all of them. I'll just demonstrate using the hand here. You have to keep this hand all the way back, and you have to open these up a little bit. And you just wedge this between these, and the figure can hold it very nicely, just very loosely. But yeah, now let's not end on them just holding a sword here. Let's bring him into a more dynamic pose. Oi, Sunju! Anyway, since I haven't done a posing montage on my videos for the longest time, let's kick it off with Sword Form's posing montage. Alright, so it looks like Den-O made a new friend, Kamen Rider Double. That leads into my stop-motion series I'm working on right now. It is Double Boiled Climax. It is a team-up between these two riders. I would suggest checking out the preview that's on my channel right now, and make sure to subscribe so you know when episode 1 gets uploaded, because I am working on it, and I got most of the voices down. So stay tuned for that, because that should be pretty good. I've been working on it for a long time. Anyway, let's move on to the second form to appear in the series, Rod form. Mind if I string you along? Here is Rod form, which is the Den-O form possessed by Urotaros. And speaking of Urotaros, here is SH Figure Arts Urotaros, and that is where my module will end for this review, because Kintaros, Ryotaros, and Jeet were all freaking Tamashii Web exclusives. Sorry. Anyway, so yes, moving the figure out that I reviewed. Anyway, so here is Rod Form. A very nice design. It's got, apparently it's just the axe form opened up with the new Din Kamen. Blue parts here, blue buckle. The Dengasher parts are the same. The different hands are the same, you know, fists and grabby hands. That's all the same, but the armor's different. The figure's different. It's, this is die-cast. The shoulder pads are die-cast and metal. Die-cast and plastic, sorry. The Den Kamen's very nice looking, I must say. It's just the shiniest of them all, which is very cool. Also, little details on the belt that I noticed. There's the colored buttons on there. So you can see colored buttons, the little arrow. Very nice. Quite heavy. He's got the largest parts of them all. So he includes the Dengasher and Rod Form. So as you can see, it is a giant thing. It's kind of warped, but that's because it's soft plastic. It is actually taller than him, which is very surprising. It's actually taller than even his antenna. So, very cool. Now, getting him to hold this thing is the difficult part. The grippy hands don't do the job. These hands seem to work the best with having him hold it only one-handed. Holding two is a little bit more difficult, but having him hold it one-handed works pretty well. He's ready to string you along. But yes, this review would be really boring if I didn't do this, so let's go to the Rod Form posing montage. So it looks like Ourotaros is now heat metal form. Seeing a pattern. Anyway, that is pretty much all for Rod Form. A very good figure, though one of the rarer ones. It was delayed, and now it's really hard to find, so... Anyway, let's move on to the one who will make you cry, Axe Form. His price point won't make you cry, but his Imagine form will. Anyway, here is Axe Form, which is pretty much Rod Form closed up. As you can see, Axe Form does have the painted parts here. Very nice, quite bulky in the chest area. Uses the same back piece as the Rod Form does. New shoulder pads, new chest point, new Den Kamen, of course. Very nice big axe on his head. You also got the Dengasher parts that are the same on all of them. Now the yellowish green stuff that I have on many other things. Master Pass, it's Master Pass Gold, and WSC Luna Yellow. It's also, yes, Dino Belt Yellow too. Anyway, he does come with his axe, which is very nice looking. Now, these weapons defy physics because the size of the pieces that are on the belts are actually a lot smaller than the pieces that make up the weapons, and it's just weird. I don't know why. Like, Rod Forms, considering that this part is supposed to be this part on here, and it's a lot larger, that makes no sense. Yeah, like, that part's there, that part's there. Yeah, it's amazing how size changes, but it's Tokusatsu, you can't question it too much. Anyway, since there's not much else to say about this guy, let's move on to his posing montage. Well, unfortunately, there isn't a form of double that uses an X, so Kintaros is feeling left out now. Kintaros? First he was a Tamashii Web exclusive. Now he has nobody. Anyway, yes, there's nobody to team up with Kintaros. Maybe Extreme, but he's not here. Kintaros is sad. Anyway, yes, the man whose strength will make you cry is crying now. Anyway, let's move on to Gunform, who's probably going to be a lot peppier than this guy here.
Henshin.
Okay, so here is Ryutaros, aka Gunform. And there's music playing. Anyway, I'll just power through the music, as I don't really know what the music's about. Apparently his presence caused music. Anyway, as you can see, he uses a similar body to sword form, with these flaps being the things opened up. Those are back now. And as you can see, Dengasher parts are there. Dengasher parts come off very easily. Just another side note, these do come off when you're attaching the armor, so it makes things easier. Also, of course, because he is gun form, here's his gun. So you can have him, with all this articulation that these figures have, it was just perfect for him. So you can have him, oh my god. Okay. Yeah, I'm still trying to fix that. But you can have him pose just like Ryutaros would, as gun form. As I'm knocking him over, I'm sorry, Ryutaros. Considering that the Imagine form was Tamashii Web exclusive, and I'll probably never own, this is a really good figure. This is my favorite out of them all. My favorite gut form Den-O, and my favorite of the figures. I just wish the arm was a little bit better. I might switch the body out with sword form and paintball kneecaps, but hey, I might just leave it. Or I'll fix the arm somehow. But yes, his presence brings music, so let's move on to his posing montage.
Get up to get down. Get up.
So that's Gunform, my favorite of all the figures, and now we move on to the one exclusive that I own, Wing Form.
Henshin.
Advent to the top. Wing Form, aka G, is awesome. He is a Yahoo Japan and Bandai exclusive for one-time release. He's one of the two exclusives released for the Souchaku Henshin Den-O figures, the other being Climax Form. As you can see, he has the calm hands, he also has the grippy hands, and he also has the fists, and there's some new coloring on it. The body's painted differently. Now this was a web exclusive because it appeared for such a short time in the show, and a short time in the movie too. So there's only a few new parts. There's the buckle part here is new, the Kamen, and the shoulder pads. The rest is repainted from sword form. Also, his weapons are different too. The boomerang and the the hand axe, which actually, if you put it together like that, well, look, it's gun form. It's gun. Yeah, it's the gun mode. Actually, just you have to flip that around. So something like, yeah, you get the idea. So you do get those too. But yeah, there is wing form. He can assume his. These must be the reason these hands were created, because look at that. That looks awesome. All the articulation's the same, except for mine, the hip joints don't rotate. They just kind of stuck for some reason. I don't know. I'll fix that eventually. But yes, he holds his weapons very nicely, and we're going to do a posing montage now. But which double form do you think will team up with this guy? How about another one that was introduced in a movie? So let's watch the posing montage wing form. So wing form is nice if you can get a good deal on him like I did for $40 I got him. And that's pretty good, considering his online exclusive. Thank you, Skykes. It was very helpful. Anyway, let's go on to my final thoughts about these figures.
Henshin.
This is one of those times I wish I had panoramic view on my camera. Anyway, it looks like everyone has happy except for axe form back there, but oh well. Overall, I highly recommend the Geno Souchaku Henshin figures to any person that's watched the series, because they are really good. Unless you're doing a stop-motion series like I am and really need them the second, I just wait for the figure art version so you can get compound eyes. I can imagine them doing that, just molding in compound eyes and giving them new Den Kamens and attaching the parts more securely and re-releasing them. I can imagine that happening. Or even not even having the parts secure, just having them removable still. But there you go. That is Kamen Rider Den O. And I have nothing more to say. So till next time, say goodbye.